first video I wanted to do today, I wanted to talk about something that I really haven't seen other people talking about. I've seen videos and other people putting articles out that are geared towards new gun owners, and that's so very important because a lot of people went out in a panic, maybe didn't have any interest or previous experience and bought a gun, and now they have it and they're wondering what to do. If you're in that situation, this video is still for you, but it's kind of geared more, I think, towards people that are contemplating, that are thinking, hey, with everything going on, should I get a gun? Should I buy a gun to protect my house? Should I get a permit to carry the gun with me? Should I do something to protect myself? With all the uncertainty going on, that's certainly understandable. But just one thing I wanted to talk about before we go down that road, or before you go down that road, or to think about now, even if, let's say, you've bought a gun, but you haven't really gotten any training and you just have it and you're not really sure what to advance here. But back up for a second to before you bought the gun. And really, I want you to think about this, okay? Let's say, put yourself in this scenario. It's 2 a.m., you're sleeping at home, you have the gun, you keep it near the bed, hopefully in a locked container, but you keep it somewhere. You hear a loud noise, you wake up as the fog clears from your mind, you realize there's somebody in your house. So you close and lock the bedroom door, you grab a hold of that gun, you get your phone, you call 911, you're doing the right things. But obviously the police are not going to be there immediately. The person maybe heard the door, they come back to the bedroom door that's locked, they kick the door in. Okay, so now they've breached the door. You are in the room, there's nowhere to escape, they have you cornered, you have your firearm. That person keeps coming at you, you tell them, stop, back off, I have a gun, I'm not afraid to use it, or whatever commands you want to give to the person. They ignore it and they keep coming at you, maybe with a crowbar or weapon in their hand. Here's my question. Would you be willing, in that situation, to use that firearm, to pull the trigger, to send bullets into that person, which may result in their permanent injury, serious injury, or death? Would you be willing to do it? That's a question you need to ask yourself. And it sounds, for a lot of people, they'd say, well, that's ridiculous. Why would I think about that? But pause a second. Think about your religious beliefs. Think about your demeanor. How have you handled stress in the past? Being honest with yourself. Is that something you're willing to do? If it is, then obviously gun ownership is probably a good thing, but there's a lot you're going to have to do to learn and understand. The legal aspects, the scenario I just said, would that be a justifiable shooting? Why or why not? Those are kind of things you want to learn and understand coming into this. So you have to have some knowledge of the law. You have to know how the weapon works. If you just bought it and you never fired it, and you don't know how it works, and you don't even know which way to put the bullets in the magazine, maybe you need to get some training to get to that point. But the point I wanted to make in this very short video is just talking about, before you take a step down that road, you need to do some soul searching. You need to have some understanding of where you stand with that first. And then make a decision if you want to move forward with responsible gun ownership. If you're not really sure, then maybe that's something you want to explore. Talk to your pastor, priest, rabbi, religious leader of whatever you follow. Talk to family, friends. Try to get some insight and understanding and come to terms with that first is what I would recommend before we move down the path of what gun should I buy, what kind of ammo should I get, what sort of training should I have, those kind of questions we're going to get into in videos ahead of this. But you want to look at that first before you move down that road. If you say, I just can't do it, there might be other options. You might want to look, pepper spray, tasers, there are less lethal options. Or maybe you're a real pacifist and you just say, I'm not willing to even use those on the person that's coming to attack me no matter what. That's fine. Maybe your strategy might be, I'm a pacifist, I can't attack that person, but my Rottweiler is not a pacifist, and I'm gonna, I don't know. You may have a strategy that's different. That's fine. That's fine. Nobody's passing judgment on you. I just want you to come into this, if you're gonna come into this gun ownership, come into it with eyes wide open and sort that out in your mind and have a willingness to say, yes, in the situation I just described, I would shoot the person rather than let them hurt me, or maybe you have, family members in there with you, hurt you or somebody else. I'm willing to do it. Then we've solved that issue, and now we can move ahead to what kind of weapon should I have. I wanted to address today. Certainly, if you have any questions, comments you want to put here on Facebook or on YouTube, please. If you have questions about, well, what kind of gun should I buy and so on, just, watch my next videos, and I'm going to talk about the pros and cons. I'm not going to push anybody down one path. I'm going to talk about pros and cons of everything and let you make your decision, just what's right for you. Like I said, maybe a gun's not right for you. Maybe less lethal options are. That's a choice you have to make personally. It's not my choice to make for you, and I'm not going to push you down any road. I want you to think about these things, and I'm going to give you information and food for thought for you to make decisions. So everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.